Hi, welcome to Truth of Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 38. Best 38 ever is a big goofball. Kurt Schilling. That's what I got.
38. Is there any good NFL running backs that were 38?
I don't know.
I don't know a 38 that comes to mind right away. Or even a current 38? Can you name one current 38? It's not a very good number.
No, it's a bad number.
No. Okay.
39 is a tough one, too. Larry Zonka's 39.
40?
Oh, there'll be lots of 40s.
Okay, we're looking ahead.
Okay. So, tonight we're going to do a kind of a recap of where our Detroit sports teams are in their rebuild. Kind of give a bit of an update on every one of the teams. And then we're going to just make some predictions as to what is the next team to win a playoff game. And what's the next team to kind of win a playoff series or go into a championship. We'll kind of see how the
next to win a
conversation
championship. I think we should. I have an idea for that.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Listen, it's a funny time in the sports here, right? Because Olympics are done, baseball, right? Dog days of summer, NFL preseason. So, it's preseason's fun because you get to watch people for...
Preseason usually sucks. There's actually a lot of storylines with the young quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Like Lance, Fields, Lawrence, all competing for a job.
Yeah, Wilson.
I think I'm their backup quarterback. I actually just got the call. They have no backup, is what I'm saying.
No, they got...
The Jets? Don't they have Joe Flacco?
Yeah, they might have Joe Flacco.
Okay, no. But all the other guys, they're contending.
Yeah, anyway, it's kind of preseason talking about stuff in the NBA, the NHL, NFL. We don't really get into fantasy talk in this show.
We probably will once I beat you.
Yeah, we'll probably do one fantasy episode.
We'll just take fantasy. We'll honestly just do hey, send me your fantasy question.
That's a good idea.
And then we'll just collect a bunch of things.
Good. We should think about getting, one of the fantasy guys on, like Matt Shepard or something, or Matt Barrett.
Oh, like a real, a big time guy.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We'll invite him.
Give him a call.
Well, I'd like to get Ben Wallace first. We're still waiting for Big Ben, but that's okay.
That's right. He's probably still planning about the draft lottery for next year.
Yep. A couple off the top things. Miggy still trying to hit home run number 500. I haven't watched all of his bats. I've watched some. He's kind of gripping it a little tight, eh?
Yeah, well, because when they're in Detroit, he gets a standing ovation every time. So it's like a whole 2-minute ordeal, which is tough for him. I wouldn't mind. I will be seeing a Tiger game in a few days, a couple Tiger games in Toronto. So I wouldn't mind if he just slumped for a few more days so I could see him hit 500 in
It's
Toronto.
Tuesday. There's a decent chance of him not hitting a home run.
Yeah.
Right, so we're taping Tuesday. We'll probably upload.
We're going to close the door. You
We're
heard
going to close the door.
That was a dog.
I didn't close it tight. So it's Tuesday. We're going to drop this on Wednesday. You want Miggy to not get a dinger the next 3 games, and then
ideally, yeah,
hit one on Saturday when you're there.
But I also want to see him hit it in Detroit. I think Shohei might be pitching on Wednesday. If he hits it off the MVP, that would be sweet.
That'd be actually pretty cool. Sad news for Lions fans today. You know who got cut?
Don Muhlbach.
I was
texting my buddies about it.
Man, that's sad. 17-year vet.
Longest tenured Lion.
More than Jason Hanson?
Well, no, current.
For sure.
40 years old today, Don Muhlbach. And they cut him on
his birthday?
That is such a Lions thing to do.
That sucks.
You cut the longest tenured dude on his birthday? And when I first heard it, I didn't believe it. And then my buddy's like, shout out Deo. Deo said, it must have been a mutual thing. Where he's like, I want to play until I'm 40 and then cut me or whatever. But he's 40 and Campbell, I read the quote, Campbell said it was a tough decision, blah, 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 blah. So Campbell cut him. It was not a mutual thing.
Wow.
Breaking news out of the Lions. It sucks. It sucks.
Tim Tebow got cut. Who cares is probably the response.
I called it. I said from day one he's not making the team.
No way he's making the team.
Morons thought he was. You see all the prop bets? Tim Tebow to score a touchdown. Tim Tebow to make a block. So dumb. I'm glad he's cut. He's a good dude.
One play. The play where he tried to block and he totally whiffed.
And then he hit his own lineman.
Speared his offensive lineman. So just bad. The new enemy number 1 in Detroit.
Jalen
for
Green.
Sports. Jalen Green, good call.
Wow. Man, I hate this guy.
What a goofball. You've been in the league for 11 seconds. You don't need to piss off an entire city and an entire state. Annabelle's just going to keep walking in and out tonight. She's our special
I'm just
guest
going to
episode.
take care of her. Talk about Jalen Green, because it's fire me up.
So if you didn't hear, Jalen Green wanted to be the number one pick. Except once he didn't get picked number one, he got picked number 2 by Houston. He decided he was just going to rip on Detroit and kind of compare Detroit to like when he was in the bubble and he couldn't do anything. So there's nothing to do. I'm just going to go to play basketball and go home because there's no activities, just like being in the bubble. So he pretty much pissed on all of us. So again, he is now enemy number 1 in Detroit. Now they're not going to play Houston. They play him once during the regular season.
People are talking that this Rockets-Detroit rivalry is just going to be a thing for a few years. And it's funny because they're both in similar positions in terms of young talent and rebuilding.
Yep.
If Houston and Detroit are like at the top of their conferences,
it would be awesome in 5 years for them to play in the finals.
That would be so cool.
That'd be cool because, like, I don't think in 3 months the players are going to care. Actually, this season the players are probably going to care, right? Like when Detroit plays Houston in summer league, they never trap. Oh, Detroit trapped a little bit, and Green like turned the ball over. That was actually kind of sweet because Cade was awesome.
Yes.
Enemy number 1, Detroit. Olympics, they're done. You still don't care, do you?
Respectfully, it's not it's not for me.
Okay.
I want Canada to win, but it's not for me.
Okay. Any other off the top? Anything else interesting happening in sports you want to talk about? Or you want to jump into Detroit?
Let's jump into it.
Oh, wait. NRL.
Yeah. Big win. Shout out Team Nate. Shout out my boys. Follow that National Rec League Instagram account to stay tuned to my basketball league that I'm with some of my buddies.
So what is it? At National Rec League?
National Rec League. Look it up. You'll find us. Pretty entertaining.
National Rec League. It's a pretty good follow.
I've explained it. Me and like 25 of my buddies are in this basketball league that we take way too seriously, but also jokingly at the same time.
Yep.
If you look at the posts, advance to the finals.
You should get a hangnail tomorrow when there should be like an injury update.
Well, I'll be questionable if I get a hangnail.
Yeah,
like questionable,
sure.
Maybe probable, but it usually goes questionable. You get upgraded to probable, and then you play.
Good. Anyway, he's in the finals next week. When is that?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We have to see. We have to talk to ESPN and see when we can get primetime.
I wasn't allowed to go watch the semis, but I think I'm going to go watch the finals.
No.
Yeah,
if Nate's dad goes, you can go.
Oh, Manny's going for sure.
Talk to your buddy.
Perfect. Oh yeah, talk to my buddy Manny. Okay. Detroit sports. So in no particular order, let's just start talking about the teams, where they are in the rebuilding process, what we think of the process, kind of holes that they need, obviously some of the foundation building blocks that they have. Let's start with basketball just because Summer League has actually been entertaining to watch. Cade, Sadiq, Saban Lee, Luka Garza.
Luka's, I think, actually might be a plus player.
No.
I think he might
Define plus player.
Like
wins above replacement better than average?
Maybe. Like, he's going to go in and he's not going to say, oh, man, get Stewart back on the court.
I think he will be a plus backup center.
100%. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, he's not going to be a starter.
No. He's going to get 8 points, 5 boards. He's going to annoy people.
I think he might
try
be
hard.
awful defensively sometimes, depending on who they play.
You know, the comparison is Cantor, right?
It's not a bad comparison. I think it's a little disrespectful.
To who?
To Cantor. To Garza. I think Garza will be better than Cantor.
Yeah, I mean, they shoot a little bit more.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you think about those guys, Grant, Beastu, Killian, Kellyo, they have pieces in place. Obviously, landing Cade with the number 1 pick hugely elevated their horizons. Mm-hmm. I do not believe... So we're really excited about... I mean, I personally, and I think Isaac is really excited about the rebuild, and we think they're doing a lot of things right.
Yeah.
I don't think they make the playoffs next year. They still need one more plus scorer, probably a 2 or a 3 who can just really shoot. Probably a 2, I guess. It depends on...
It's tough. They got so many...
They've got a lot of interchangeable parts, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But they need Suggs. They need a guy who can fill it up from deep.
Suggs?
Well, I'm just thinking of a recent guy. Like, he doesn't need to be a superstar.
Definitely not a point guard. We have enough point guards.
Last week I asked for Klay Thompson. That might have been a little bit much.
I'll get a guy like Klay.
Okay, we'll take Klay.
I wouldn't mind Klay.
But, listen, they need to improve their shooting. They still need to improve turnovers. I think they have an excellent plan in place. We're not going to talk about them yet in terms of where they are ranked or if they're going to win a playoff game first. Mm-hmm. The other Pistons comments, thoughts?
I'm not sold on Weaver, GM yet.
Ooh.
Landed Stu, landed Bay, great picks. Like, out of nowhere, awesome. Hayes at 7, I didn't like when it happened.
Okay, we know. Halliburton got it.
No,
Denny
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you had a 7th overall pick, and they butchered it for, at best, a backup point guard.
Yes.
And I think when you're picking at 7, he tried to be cute, and it didn't work. Like, he tried to get the French guy who no one has a pound of tape on. Didn't work.
Yeah, who can play with Sekou, who is
And then in this draft, obviously, like Cade, first overall, shoo-in. I love getting Livers. Garza, the other guy, I don't think is going to make the team. I want to see him play a
Balsamic
bit.
Paprika?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm not going to say he's the man yet. So let's hit the brakes because of that 7th overall sucky pick.
Okay.
But Pistons will be good.
Fair enough, Jalen.
What?
Hit the brakes.
Okay.
Jalen Jacoby.
Okay.
What? I know that. Okay, baseball. Let's chat a little bit about the Tigers and the rebuild. So this is an easy take, but when the Tigers were super crap the first month of the season, they're not that bad. The Tigers have been one of the better teams in baseball the last kind of 2.5 months of the season. They're not that good, right? They're a 450 baseball team, probably.
When like
for the
roster? Like this current roster should
Yeah, this current roster is not a
450.
500 team.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I think they're probably only 3 or 4 games below 500 now. They probably deserve to be 8 or 9 or 10, right? Their run differential is significant. So let's just look at, obviously they've got their 3 young starting pitchers that are all getting better. Mize, Skubal, Manning.
Mize is going to be your ace. He's going to be Justin Verlander. Like, he might not be as good as JV, but he is going to be the ace in the rotation.
Yep, he's your number 1 for sure.
And then Skubal, Manning still got some work to do.
But you still have Boyd. Turnbull's not
around.
available for a long time. Then you got the guy they picked in the draft, whose name I forget right now.
Job?
Yeah, but he's 2 or 3 years away.
Definitely.
Let's just talk a little bit about who the players that they have, and then some thoughts, obviously, who they would pick up. Their bullpen, they have 4 pretty decent arms in the bullpen.
Who do you think are the 4?
Funkenhauser, Soto, Cisnero, and Fulmer. Right? Those are 4 pretty decent arms.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Their other arms are trash.
There's a big step down after those guys.
Huge trash. So when the Tigers have a chance, they pitch those guys. And then when they don't, they pitch, Jimenez and Kroll and Holland.
Kroll got rocked.
Yeah, and they all have, do they all have ERAs over 7?
I don't think that's super high.
I know. But it's for sure over 6.
Okay.
Grayson Griner is great if you're looking for a defensive lineman. Not very good if you're looking for a catcher. Yeah, D-end.
D-end.
Yep,
Yeah.
He played D-end. He's like 6'7" or something, right? It's huge.
I think he's 6'7".
Huge. They do not have a shortstop, obviously. They, like Jonathan Scope, when he's playing first, they don't have a second baseman. When he's playing second,
Depends where you put Nico.
They don't really have a first baseman. Nico was a great little...
I like Nico. I like Nico at second.
He's a utility guy. No, he's not good enough defensively, and his averages drop down. Akil Baddoo, listen, he's probably going to run into some slumps still, but I think he is a foundation player.
He just turned, 23, 24?
Akil? I think he's 22.
He just had a birthday, so he probably just turned 23.
I like Grossman. They've got him for next year as well. They got Scope for next year.
2 years, Scope.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Like, send him for 2.
Candelario is probably decent if he is your number 6 or your 7 guy in the lineup, in the Tigers lineup. Presently,
you think he's that low? I think he can hit 5. I think you can put him at 5, depending on where Miggy
he's
is.
a 270 hitter who's going to hit 12 home runs.
Okay. Do you have a better option at 5?
No, I'm saying he's the only option that we have now.
Yeah.
But in the future, which we can start to talk about, right?
Guys.
So Torkelson and Green, they're both studs. They're both going to be awesome. They got moved up to AAA.
Awesome.
Okay. They need a shortstop. Everybody knows they're going to go after shortstop. Are they going to spend $330 million on Carlos Correa? I say that's unlikely.
It's unlikely.
But you know what? At night when I'm up late thinking about it, I'm like, man, that'd be sweet. But they're going to go after one of these guys. Story or...
They're still going to pay... If they're going to get one of the top few guys, they're going to have to spend some money.
Yep, for sure.
And they haven't spent money for a few years now. When's the last time they spent a big contract? I can't, David Price or Jordan Zimmerman?
Zimmerman.
Was it Zimmerman? Was the last big one?
5 years ago.
That worked out well.
Yep. They've been rebuilding for 5 years. So.
Well, yeah, you want to talk about looking at the rebuild. Tigers on the better end of the rebuild. Pistons probably right in the middle, close to being on the better end. You agree? Pistons?
Actually, I think the Pistons have passed the Tigers because the Tigers just don't have enough depth. Think about it. They have 3 starting pitchers in their rebuild. They got a couple of good young hitters.
Okay. So I look at the competition. I look at the East and I see first 6 seeds, 7 teams even are good. After that, 8, 9, 10, I think the Pistons can run with those guys. Whereas in baseball, obviously with the salary cap and Tigers not spending money, it's tough to say.
So, again, I think the Pistons are ahead of the Tigers in the rebuild.
I agree to a certain point.
Yeah. Okay. Jacob Robson, local dude.
That's cool.
It'd be really nice if you get some hits. Again, love it. He freaking grew up around the street from us, around the corner from us. His parents took a helicopter to watch him play his first game, which is super awesome.
Shout out helicopters.
Yeah, shout out helicopters. We should go to a Tiger game doing that way. No, we're not going to do that. Why don't you just go to watch Tigers in Toronto this weekend?
Cool.
Good idea.
Cool.
What are the Tigers going to do at catcher? Jake Rogers. Dingler's supposed to be pretty solid. Well, he hasn't hit much this year, I don't think. Really?
Yeah, he'll be good.
Okay. What else you want to talk about the Tigers? I'm still excited about the rebuild. Next year they're going to be 500, but they have to pick up a shortstop. They do need a starting pitcher.
Sure.
You know who I'm going to say?
JV.
Come on. Be great to bring JV down.
It might happen too.
Well, here's the thing.
It might happen.
He is coming off. Did he have Tommy John or what did he get?
It was Tommy John.
So he's coming off Tommy John, so he's not going to able to ask for huge dollars. Tigers signed him for 2 years, $26 or $28 million or something like that. And it'd be awesome, right? He should be your third starter, maybe. But it'd just be fun. Be fun to, JV
That's
time.
not, he's still awesome. I think he's still really good.
He'll be 38 coming off Tommy John.
Okay. How old
I think it'll be awesome.
Don Muhlbach, and he was still awesome. He was 40 and he was still awesome.
He's probably had Tommy John off both
everything,
his arms.
and probably some knee surgery too.
For sure.
A lot of bending down for him.
Yeah, shoulders. Yeah, he's had some slap repairs. Okay. Wings.
I don't have a ton other than, Stevie Y up top. You trust in Stevie Y.
Stevie we trust, yep.
Smart dude. A lot of draft capital, but not to the point where it's they're picking... They have 4 first-rounders in 2030. They've got draft capital for the next few years, not like OKC, where it's just ridiculous, and they're going to have to trade these picks to get guys.
Yeah.
The Wings picks actually, might pan out.
Yeah, so they did make a couple good trades in the
offseason.
Trade Mantha. They got the goalie, Alex Nedeljkov, 25-year-old, who's actually a finalist for the Calder.
Yeah.
But
people love that trade.
They were worried about signing him. Was it Carolina? I don't remember.
Was it Colorado?
Columbus? Might be Columbus.
Something with a C, I think.
Yeah, starts with a C. Anyway, we're not huge hockey fans.
Respect. Once they're good, it'll be easier.
Oh, for sure. Once they get good, we're going to know all their dudes. But they got Zadina, Joe Villano, Lucas Raymond, this Moritz Setter guy is supposed to be awesome. So they have foundation pieces.
Why don't you talk about their best player?
Dylan Larkin.
Larkin's the man.
Yeah, he did not have a very good year last year.
He missed some time, I think.
And he didn't score.
He didn't have many goals, but I think he missed some time, so I'll give him benefit of doubt.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was a tough league. It's the whole COVID season for all sports.
Yep. It's tough.
Asterisks.
Yep. So I think the Wings are well along in their rebuild, and we really trust Stevie, and I think they sneak into the playoffs next year.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll be that good. I think they will. I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah,
no,
I think they will.
Okay, cool.
Because actually, I have the Wings going into the playoffs first.
Wow. Okay, so can we talk about the lines and then we'll talk about that?
Yeah, I probably was a little premature in that.
That's okay.
Okay, let's talk about the lines.
we have to be realistic. They're a couple years away.
The Lions or the Wings?
The Lions.
Whew. A couple
in the sense that they won't be picking in the top, like, 5. For sure. Like this year, they're going to be 2nd or 3rd overall.
Yep.
The year after that, they're going to be
6th overall.
5, 6, 7, probably like that. And then the year after that, they'll probably be contending for a wild card.
What actually will be the big question, right? Do they go after a quarterback next year, right? Like the Spencer Rattler or the Carson Strong or the
Lots
Matt
of guys.
Corral,
Lots of guys.
It's funny, you look at a mock draft now, and they've got all these defensive linemen, offensive linemen. Like they got Rattler 1, then they got defensive linemen, offensive
Thibodeau.
linemen.
People love Thibodeau.
Wide receivers. Who's Thibodeau?
The D end. Thibodeau and Stingley, some cornerback. Those are the 2 defense guys.
But you know that, like next May, 3 of the top 5 guys picked are going to be quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Right? Houston's going to need a quarterback. The Lions are going to need a quarterback.
I don't know if the Lions force quarterback, though.
They may not, because the
Depends on
Lions
Goff.
have really committed to a rebuild. So if Goff is okay,
Keep him.
then you probably keep him because you know you're not going to win a ton.
Get everything but a quarterback. I'm actually okay with that. If they build a great team and don't have a quarterback, then you know what? The Lions doesn't become an awful destination.
Yeah, then you get Fitzmagic.
So he'll be 50. But when you get,
You're going to have one of the top offensive lines in football.
you have Swift still.
Yeah, you still have Swift.
Hopefully some receivers.
Presently, the Lions have the worst wide receivers in football. Agreed?
And it's not even close.
Yep. And presently, the Lions have the worst linebackers in football.
Yeah.
Yep. And they have below average DBs and D-line.
D-line's young, though. Like, other than Brockers, like, it's a couple rookies that'll be getting a lot of run, so it's tough to say.
Flowers, right?
Flowers, but then you got McNeil and
Okora,
but they drafted another rookie early, another D-tackle guy. So,
they're
D-line.
young. They don't have a ton of pieces in place, but they know that. They're building an offensive line. They've got some young guys in the defensive line. They got a running back. Hopefully, Okuda comes back. I'm assuming he'll be an above average cornerback. The question is he going to be a top 10 cornerback?
He's not going to be worth 3rd overall. So he's not going to live up to what he should be.
Nope.
In that case, he'll likely be a bust in some sense.
Probably. Yeah, because if you're drafting somebody 3rd,
3rd overall.
You have to be all-pro.
I agree. Especially in that class, right? Didn't
Pretty
Herbert
much
go
any
6th?
position other than maybe quarterback, because quarterback, there's so many good QBs, it's going to take a long time. Like if you're in the AFC, okay, so you're not going to be better than Mahomes, right? Who else? You're not going to be better than
There's a lot of
Herbert,
really good quarterbacks.
and you're not going to be better than Allen.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks.
So you could be the 4th best quarterback in the AFC and be awesome, but not make the All-Pro team.
If Brady's still kicking around, then we won't get the NFC best quarterback because Brady's the best quarterback in the NFC.
Wilson, Rodgers.
Who? Rodgers? No. He's a bum. So, yeah, Lions 3 years away. They're really in, I want to say they're in year 1 of the rebuild. I think they're in year 1 of the rebuild.
Yes.
It took them a long time to say let's rebuild.
Yep.
But they're there. Unlike the other Detroit teams, right? All the other teams are
Let's
ahead.
rank the rebuilds. So last, I think we can agree is the Lions.
I have the Wings 3rd. I'm not as sold on the Wings as I think you are.
Actually, I have the Wings 2nd.
Who do you have 3rd?
Um,
Okay, I'm just going to say mine while you figure it out. Lions last, Wings 3rd. I got the Tigers 2nd, and the Pistons 1st. But earlier in the show I said, like in some sense, I think the Pistons are better than Tigers. I'll expand on that later. What do you got?
so I actually have Lions. So last to first, Lions, Tigers, Wings, Pistons.
Okay.
Now I know I said that the Wings are going to be in the playoffs first, but because basketball is different, and you get one impact player and then a couple other good dudes, that jumps you up quick.
Big time. Well played.
Like the Tigers have like Green and Torque and Mize and Scooble, and they have like 5 really good young players that have potential to be excellent MLB guys. But you know what? You need 12 good players.
In baseball, yeah.
So you can't
fair
win
enough.
with just in the old days where Atlanta Braves had 4 awesome starters.
Or if you have Ohtani.
Yes.
He gives you like 2.
If you have 3 or 4 Ohtanis, then that's it. That's all you need.
Like, if you can just duplicate...
Just imagine that. That would be sweet.
And they'd be so respectful and nice. Because Otani's just the man.
Polite. Yeah, like, he only makes $3 million a year, which is... And whatever he made in the All-Star game, he gave to a charity, right?
All of it. Or
Yeah.
I think he just gave to the workers. I think he gave it to all the workers.
Maybe.
Okay, so first to win a playoff game.
So I've got...
Go.
So I've got the Wings make it to the playoffs next year. Problem is they likely get swept because they're not going to be good.
Okay, first to make the playoffs,
First to make
the
the
Tigers
playoffs.
or the Wings for me.
Wings.
To make the playoffs, it's Wings or Tigers. I'll go Tigers.
Okay.
I'll go Tigers. First to win a playoff game, it's going to be one of those two.
Yep. I'm
I
going to go
think-
Wings just because hockey, you can steal a game.
Now, it does get interesting when you look at the Pistons. Does play-in count? Because if play-in counts, and if they win a 10 versus 9 game, that's technically the playoffs.
I don't think that counts.
Man, okay, I kind of want it to. But if it doesn't, because the Pistons, that will be probably their first playoff win. They're going to be the 10 or 9 seed, and they'll win that game.
Like you're thinking 2023,
Yeah.
they win
They make the play-in.
play-in, right? Which is
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. They'll be 9 or 10. I
All
think
right,
then.
that makes sense.
First to win a series, I think it's, again, I'll probably go Tigers to win a series.
I'm actually going to go Tigers, and it's 4 years from now.
It's not for a few years, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's not the
Wings
Pistons.
could.
I have the Pistons there too. I think they can. They like make some picks. They can step up again, right? They're not going to get Cade next year.
Yeah, winning a series, it could be Tigers, Wings, or Pistons. Depends on, obviously, pieces that they pick up.
Now, first to win a
and their
championship.
competition.
Championship is between two teams for me. The Wings and the Pistons. It's going to be one of those two, I think. I don't think it will be the Lions, and I don't think it's going to be the Tigers. Wings, Pistons, first to win a championship.
I think I'm going to go Wings. Not soon, but
I agree, and here's why: the super team garbage going on in the NBA won't be as bad as it is now. I don't think. I hope not, because it's bad right now.
yeah.
Whereas in hockey, Tampa's stacked, but it's not like all the old good guys are like, hey, let's go play with Crosby or like the best player in the league or
Yep.
McDavid or whatever. It's
Well,
not
here's
like
the other
that.
thing. The Wings, they were for a long time a destination of choice for a lot of hockey players.
I think if Stevie's there, it will
Yeah,
be.
so I think Stevie and Original Six, and it was Hockey Town for a long, long time. Now a lot of these guys don't care because they were 7 when they were winning championships before, but there's still some potential over there. And just Russian dudes that are like, oh, I want to go because Sergei Fedorov
I think
and
that's actually true. That's a
Sergei
good take.
Minostikonov played there. Yeah.
Championship, I think it's the Wings.
Yep.
I think it's the Wings and not for a long time.
And that's partially because in every other sport, Detroit is not a destination of choice.
Right now, yeah. If the Lions build an O-line and a defense and everything, a quarterback is going to say, hey, you know what? Maybe Detroit's not that bad.
Yep. True.
Right? Like if in a few years they build a team and a guy like who's a youngish quarterback right now who's not in a great situation. I kind of want to say Deshaun Watson. Because I know
Okay.
it's up in the air, but let's say Deshaun Watson can get things together, and in a few
Chicago's
years,
probably going to screw it up with Fields at some point, right?
hopefully, he's not going to go to the Lions though. Division, they won't let that happen. But if a young-ish quarterback right now, so mid-20s quarterback in a few years wants to win, the Lions have everything in place.
Yep. Offensive line, running back.
That's when you
running
get your
backs
guy.
turn over so quick. You're assuming you get a wide receiver or two. The defense is going to be built
A
up.
topic, we won't do it this episode, a topic for a future episode. Who is the face of Detroit sports? They were talking about that on 97.1. It was pretty interesting. We won't talk about it now, so don't blurt out your answer, because that's what you're going to do. Stevie Y?
Nope.
Miggy? I don't know what that was.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Those people that are on, the face of Detroit sports is
It's-
already.
Cade?
Yes.
He hasn't played a game. Let's hit the brakes a little bit on that.
Who is?
I'm not saying it's for a future episode.
Okay.
Definitely not Cade. I don't think it's Cade. He
Yeah.
needs to play a game in the NBA, and then we'll have that conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, you want to say bye to your fan base?
Yeah, hey, my Toronto buddies and my Windsor buddies, thanks very much for tuning in.
And if you're...
Team Tal Nation.
Yeah, even if you're not from Windsor, Toronto, you're still watching. Respect for finding us and watching. Respect.
Yeah, and if you want to buy some stuff or you want a topic, just find us on all our social media. MySpace, we got a sweet MySpace account, so check that out.
Like now you're at when we stop, you say, hey dude, can you go make a MySpace page? It'd be funny. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, we don't need a MySpace page.
Okay.
And we don't need a TikTok. No.
Okay.
Let's do some TikTok dancing.
Okay.
Peace out.
Okay, bye Team Tal Nation.